Hello guys, it is tier list time, and we are here for a very necessary update to our Fall Guys tier list, because now that Season 2 is out, and now that I've played it enough, I have a good idea of where I want to rank them. My opinions have also changed a little bit over time, because they made a lot of modifications in Season 2 to the different minigames. So, this is still off the cuff. This is still a bit of an improvised opinion, but I've played it quite a bit, and my opinions have shifted a little bit. So let's just go for it, I guess. So right off the bat, I think I'm going to put Gate Crash at C tier. It feels like a very average game. It's very, it's okay, but I don't like how, I don't know. It's very dull. It seems like such a dull game. Might put it in B tier. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see where everything else needs to be compared to. Block Party, I think, is going down to D tier. I think Block Party, it's either too easy or it's out of your control. That's pretty much it. Like, I've had rounds of Block Party now where nobody falls out. I feel like that's a huge problem with your game if you're gonna... It's like the perfect match syndrome. If nobody is out, what's the point of even having the game? So, got that. Tiptoe, I'm going to put it in B tier. I still think the structure of the game is really good, but let's be real. It kind of sucks how the meta is that everybody just stays in one spot and waits for somebody to move or fall. It's boring. So, they really should patch this game to where you can reward people a little bit more and make it so that way it's easier to take chances and actually, not be be rewarded for taking those chances, essentially. I feel like they should allow for like those last two to be a little bit more present. I feel like that would be cool. I think it would also be cool to have like a smaller individual map where like individuals could run like their own tiptoe independent of everybody else, and you have to figure out your own pattern, but you also have to memorize it. I think that would be super fun. Egg Scramble's F tier. I hate it. You know why. Team games in general are pretty lame, but Egg Scramble, not fun. I don't like it. Fall Mountain, I think, is S tier. I think Fall Mountain is S tier because not only is it exciting to like be running up the hill and rushing to like get there first, but there is like legitimate strategies as to like which paths will either get you the fastest or get you there the safest, with being least likely to hit. And I do like the new patches that they added. Like they added the hammers at the top to spin around. I think that's pretty cool. Hexagon is also S tier. I'm gonna put that in front of Fall Mountain. Hexagon is... I can't be mad when I get Hexagon, even when I'm trash at it, because I can't jump slowly. It's still a really good game, and I got one victory under my belt, at least, so I gotta give it to Hexagon. It's fun, and yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. Dizzy Heights is gonna be A tier. It's really solid. I think it's really fun. I think Big Yeetus definitely makes Dizzy Heights a lot more fun. If anything, my only complaint is that it's too easy, but it's such a good game. Love it. Fall Ball. Okay, so the original Fall Ball I'd put in F tier. I think Fall Ball now is D tier. It's still bad. It's still kind of garbage, but at the very least, they have that spinner that shows up sometimes, so you can't just like get it in the middle. It feels more balanced. Like you're not gonna have as many lopsided victories in Fall Ball. I think the patches helped. And yeah, getting that middle launch like straight into the goal, was awful. And I'm glad they got rid of it. They patched that out, but they didn't patch it out totally. but it's enough to where I don't groan every time I get fall ball. I like it more than egg scramble now. So there's that. Fruit Shoot, I think, is pretty fun. I'm gonna put that up in B tier. It's still, I'm actually gonna put that ahead of Tiptoe. Fruit Shoot is an interesting game because there's still like a lot of RNG involved and a lot of nonsense can happen that's not your fault. But I like the nonsense. I like the way that like the fruit falls and the way that you have to like maneuver around it. I really wish there was a big hiatus for this, but I know that it would kind of ruin it, so I get why it's not there. Hoarders, don't like it. Is it worse than Egg Scramble? I think it's a little bit better than Egg Scramble, but it's still kind of garbo. It's not fun. Hoarders is it's a frustrating game, and I think it's not worse than Fall Ball, which is surprising. But you know, times change, and Hoarders did not. Team Tail Tag. Okay, wait. Let's get regular Tail Tag out of the way first. I'm putting regular Tail Tag at like D tier. Should I put it? You know what? I think regular Tail Tag is actually going to go below Fall Ball. I really don't like it. I think Team Tail Tag is like the best version of Tail Tag. It's still going to be D tier, but yeah, it's just a frustrating game overall. Don't like it. I think Royal Fumble... No, it doesn't deserve that bottom tier. I'm throwing that... All the Tail Tags go in D tier. I think Team Tail Tag is the best, then regular Tail Tag, and then Royal Fumble. I just don't like Royal Fumble. It's not fun. It's not fun to be chasing one guy and then get the tail, and then you have the tail for like 3 seconds. That's not fun. Don't like it. Whirligig is pretty enjoyable. I'll also throw that up in A tier. I think it's worthy of that. I get quite a good amount of enjoyment from Whirligig, and trying to go down that middle slope is always fun. And I think you know, the little bits of patches that they added to the game are also good. You know, I gotta admit, I gotta respect Slime Climb. It's going up in A tier. And I used to hate Slime Climb because of how hard it was, but I think it's actually a lot more appealing because of how difficult it is and how many people it eliminates. It's a very challenging game, but you practice, you get better, you learn, you research like what are the ideal Slime Climb strats, and there's also shortcuts that you can take to get better at it. I gotta hand it to them. It's a very technically difficult race, but it's actually kind of fun. Hoopsie Daisy, I think, is alright. I'll throw that in C tier ahead of Gate Crash. It's not boring. I think the team aspect it makes for a difficult time. I will get into Hoopsie Legends later, but Hoopsie Daisy is like a team aspect. That's the problem with the team games, is that it's kind of out of your hands. You can control it if it's close, but if it's not close, it's gonna be rough. But the upside to Hoopsie Daisy is that teams can rally and they can come from behind pretty easily in this. Jump Club, I'm gonna put up in B tier, like at the back of B tier. Jump Club is really fun. I think it's technically like really good. It's somewhat challenging, but at the same time, if you know what you're doing, you should survive most of the time. But sometimes the rounds can last really long if a lot of people are good at it. So it can get a little boring because of that. Doordash, I'm gonna throw that in C tier. I still think Doordash is pretty fun, but it is frustrating when you get when you're trying doors on like one side and then all the doors are on the other side. So then you have to follow the crowd and pray that you can somehow make a comeback, because if you fall back, you're in trouble. Big trouble. Perfect Match is the single worst game. Now, I did see a tweet that actually showed that like they were planning on including a spinner to like patch the game, make it more challenging, which I think will totally revolutionize Perfect Match. If they do that, you very well might see this at a higher tier, but for now, without the patch, it's the worst game. In fact, Perfect Match is the worst. just straight up the worst. Nobody enjoys Perfect Match because it's so easy, it's boring, it takes up so much time, and there's like 1 or 2 people that get eliminated. So talk to me when they add the spinner and see how I feel then. Hit Parade, it's pretty good. I think it's a C tier game, but it's like up there in C tier. It's like top of C tier. I did like the changes that they made to it, especially like going up the slope, so you can't like jank your way up the sides anymore. At least for most of them. There might be some renditions where you can still do that, and for the most part, I think that's pretty good. They made that section more challenging. I will say that you are punished very hard if you get hit by those wrecking balls, and I wish that maybe that wasn't the case, but that's pretty much how it is. A Jump Showdown, I think, is a step up from Jump Club. After having one of the most suspenseful Jump Showdown games to clinch my first victory, I have a newfound appreciation for that game, and I think it is on a much higher level than I would have previously given it credit for. So a lot of respect to Jump Showdown. It's solidly an A tier now. Seesaw, I think it's fun. I'm gonna put it up in B tier. And I know that it's a very frustrating game, but they did add Big Yeetus to it, and if you get in front, you get to steamroll ahead. So like luck and positioning kind of has something to do with that too. But I have an appreciation for that, and it's very satisfying when you're up in the front and you just get past everybody. So in that sense, I do appreciate it. Now again, group mentality is not knowing how a seesaw works properly. That's frustrating. I get it. And the lack of stabilization when you land, it's pretty challenging. So yeah, but I think Seesaw is still a generally entertaining game, and I like it. Rollout is the most boring, suspenseful game. It's F tier. Previously, I did like Rollout, but it's just not fun. Once you learn the meta, you just kind of have to wait it out, and it's boring, and there's not that much suspense anymore. It's kind of just like, okay, we'll just go through, stay on the side, and jump. Like, the most exciting part is like jumping onto a wall and like standing on it like it's a floor. That's it pretty much. Rollout's kind of trash. Rock and Roll is also a bad game. In fact, I think I like it less than Egg Scramble, because if you're in the back, like, good luck. I feel like they made it harder to defend against, and I think that's even more frustrating. I enjoy Rock and Roll a lot less than when I originally played it. Jinx also don't really like that much. I'm gonna put it in D tier, like right below Fall Ball. It's just kind of lame. I mean, most of it you're like waiting. You're like, I mean, you're trying to tag as many people, obviously, but you're kind of just waiting to see the result. It feels so random. It's very unique in the sense that there's a lot of people that get eliminated from it, but it's a frustrating game. So that's where I'm putting Jinxed. Okay, so that's all the like updated modified season 1 games. What about the season 2 games? Well, if you know how I feel about Egg Scramble, you know how I feel about Egg Siege. It's a little bit better, I think. Just barely. Just barely a little bit better, because you got the drawbridges, and I kind of like how deep the area is, so it's like tougher to get eggs out. It's more work, which I think is more satisfying. And you don't have to deal with the crowds as much. Everybody's kind of separated a little more, which I like. But again, it's still the same formula of Egg Scramble. I don't like it. Don't really like Egg Siege. Hoopsie Legends, when you eliminate the team aspect from the ring jump games, man, oh man, do you have a good time on your hands. I really do enjoy Hoopsie Legends, even though it's a struggle, even though I get very nervous. I wish that they changed the golden to, instead of giving 5 points, to giving 3. I feel like that would balance things out a little bit more, because it seems like as long as you get a gold, you're in. I don't really like that. I don't like that system. I think it puts too much weight on the golden hoops, but still a really fun game. And I like that you can move the blocks, and you essentially have to make your own way to the hoop, which I think is pretty fun. Night Fever is also up there in A tier. I think it's it can get a little bit boring when you're like making your way through the race and you kind of figure out how to do it, because there is a set way, especially trying to get past Thick Bonkus. But at the very least, with like the rolling logs with the spikes, those are kind of difficult. And I don't know, it's a satisfying game. It feels satisfying. I like the design of the course overall. I like the shape of the map with Thick Bonkus, and I like the mechanic with the drawbridges and how they use them. I think that's pretty good as well. Alright. Y'all ready for a spicy take? Wall Guys is top of A tier, baby. Well, you know what? Yeah. Wall Guys is top of A tier. It is really solid. Once you learn like all the deets on how to get through Wall Guys, you can get through it pretty fast. Or you can get very unlucky and fall behind and have to deal with the nonsense of everybody else. It's a bit like the frustration of Seesaw, but I think you have more individual control in it, and there's a lot of precision, good platforming in it. I actually think Wall Guys is the best new Fall Guys game. I know, surprising. I wasn't a big fan of it when I first played it, but as I got to learn about it more and figure out all the different techniques, it made sense to me. So, Wall Guys, to me, right now, is the 3rd best game in Fall Guys. Hot take, but that's what it is. Alright, take care, peace out. New tier list every Wednesday. I'll see y'all later. Be sure to subscribe, like the video if you like the video. I'm heading out. I actually want to play more Fall Guys now. Take care.